Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, so I've got my book. The last thing that I shown you was that we'd glued down that side there, and like I explained to you, it has glued optically clear, so that's really good, and it has glued really well, really nice and strong. You can open up the pages, no problems at all. It's perfect. Okay, this tacky glue, like I've shown you before, which way round you can see, I think it's that way. And the tacky glue, it's brilliant. Like I said, you can stick buttons onto paper, you can stick objects onto paper and everything. It's really good to get from the art shops. Yes, so that's excellent. So obviously the next stage is to find the centre. This one was 10 pages long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, so that's the centre there. So with my bone I'm going to flatten that out best I can, and then it's just a case of simply gluing again down here. I'm going to do this with my brush this time. I've always got a baby wipe on hand, just because it's so they're so good to fetch off again. So don't be frightened with the glue. Like I've said before, you know, it dries optically clear. I just use this. I like to use, instead of throwing my plastics away, I tend to use them up for things like this, because it just seems a waste, and then I throw them away or dispose of them, you know, best that I can. Just trying to help a little bit by recycling. So into these nooks and crannies again along here. Doesn't matter how messy it is. Okay, all the way along. And then with my finger, I'm just going to smooth this down, get off any excessive glue off the edges there, pop it in back on. Okay, and then on the inside of my book, here I've already got the crease that I made, remember? And then I'm literally going to stick it on the inside like so. You can't really go wrong with this. I can always trim this off afterwards, and I'm also going to you know, copy on the inside of this. I'm also going to put a nice inside covers for it as well. Okay, so then this will go to one side, and putting a heavy weight on it, leaving it for an hour or so. It's on one side, and all I would do then is just literally put something heavy on here, and perhaps here. Got these two nice and heavy, or some heavy books. I'm just going to pop that to one side. Okay, and then on the inside pages, I've just been looking through some old paintings to do this. I thought it would be a nice idea to use up. I'm trying to use up things that are, you know, so things are not being wasted. I quite like this one. This would fit the size of this book really well, just by folding it, and then, you know, you may have some preferences to me. This is quite a nice painting. Again, it could be folded, so you've got the inside, front and back. And it's a matter of going through and picking some paintings that you like. This would be different. This would be different if this was folded. A front and a back, or either way, that would be nice. But going with the flow of the pictures, I'll tell you why I like this one particularly. I'm going to go for this one. The reason why I like this one particularly is because it's got like, it's got like the feeling of a wall and everything. Now where I where I walk, there is a church behind the trees, and there's walls, and there's barbed wires and everything. And I think that this would fit in with the theme of the pages that I've already got. So I'm literally going to have a look at the size of this. I'm going to fold it in half. I think you best, if you possibly can, is using a bone, because it just makes it all really nice and really smart. There we go. And then I'm just going to cut down there. Excuse me a minute, I'm just getting my sharp tool. Pop that down the centre there. And then I'm going to make a cut. And there we have it. The other thing I like about this particular, I've always put your blade back straight away for a safety point of view. The other thing I like about this particular one is the fact that it hasn't got a border around it. So you've not got to be worrying, and this should fit right up to the edge of my book. I'm just going to bring this back across. I've got my 2 pages now. Bring this back across. Make the book back across. Obviously this is one that is still drying, and hopefully I'm going to get this right. It's a little bit too soon to be doing this. I'm trying to do it to show you, but the effect. So on the inside now, you see you've got a really nice snug fit. Anything over the edges, we can always trim the whole lot across the bottom afterwards. So I could go having it this way round, or this way round. That's the back. Also, I've got this, I quite like this one for this side of the book, to be able to glue this down with the tacky glue on here and then trim off the edges afterwards. And then on the opposite side, it's made this book quite weighty and heavy now, which is nice, and that one will fit in there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to show you when I've fitted it together when it's dry. There's no use me doing it at the moment because I need this book to dry on these centre pages so that the tacky glue does its job. You don't think that it's going to hold, but I assure you that it will. You're not going to get, no pages are going to be falling out. I do need to let that dry. So I'm going to put my weights back on it, possibly leave it for an hour and see what happens. I could see straight away on the edges that these edges weren't straight, so I can be trimming these off. Get them on your lines. Oh, these boards are beautiful, aren't they? You know, you can get your measurements right, your straight lines right, and yeah. So I'm just going to cut along the edge of there. Really, you could do with a metal ruler rather than this. It's straight on that side anyway. And then I can use this side to measure. Taking off the other side. It seems like it's a lot of effort, but these books, they're beautiful. I'm going to keep this one for myself, I think. Okay, so these should fit around there perfect now. So excuse me, I'm just trying to see which side would look really nice. I like that way up because this looks more like a grey sky, and then you've got your wall coming through, and then you've got your trees are coming across, and I like that. This was done partly on, started off on a jelly plate. To get this effect. Sorry about the canary in the background. It's Dibby. It's not Dibby. It's Peckaty today. I've got in here today. And yes, and then I like this one this way round, although this resembles the church window, although it's kind of like a, you can't see it very well on the camera there, although it's kind of like a clock stencil stamp that I used on the underlayers. And again, that was it, in fact it was a stencil, and that was done also on a jelly plate, and I stenciled that. And then to get this brick wall effect here, it was also another stencil, and all I did was place a stencil on the paper, and then I sprayed with some, basically it was car paint, black car paint, and I sprayed that. And yes, so and then I've painted over the top, and I've brought collage in, and all sorts of things. So I'm going to leave this video here for now, and then I'll once they've stuck down, I'll bring you back to the next stage. Okay, bye.